Fantastic. I believe we're live. Hello, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
So
Happy Tuesday afternoon.
It's always that moment at the beginning of these Facebook Lives. I'm like, are we on? But I believe we are. So hello. And like Lindsay said, happy Tuesday afternoon. Lindsay and I are coming to you live on Facebook to share with you the details for our next cohort for Centered for Success. Lindsay, what is Centered for Success?
It's different things to different people, I think, but the major premise of it is that we work on the quiet and loud skills that help empower women to be confident, confident. Can I say confident twice? I've lost my mind. I've just been to the gym, and you know when your brain gets fuzzy. My brain's gone fuzzy. Yeah, competent, calm, confident in what they do, centered in the contributions they make to their workplace, whether they run their own business or work for other people, their communities, their friends and family around them. And the way that we run the sessions each session is that we have a focus on internal communication. So the stories you're telling yourself, how to clean that up, how to really fall in love with the best attributes that you have within you, and then external communication. So what are the stories you're telling people professionally about yourself? How are you taking yourself into networking scenarios? How are you communicating in meetings, via email, and giving yourself the best possible access to opportunities that could be in front of you? And so far it's been really enjoyable. So it's over 12 weeks, but we only meet for an hour or so every fortnight. So it's not terribly onerous, but it's a great way to embed a new couple of skills every fortnight with a really supportive, collaborative group of women. And I think you and I have both been, we feel quite enamored, but also just really blessed with the group that we've had that we're going through Centered for Success with at the moment. We've got session 5 tonight with a phenomenal guest speaker who, for me, Patty, is an example of how discovering your passion at a grassroots level can have reverberations that are so much bigger than your community. And this woman has put herself on the national stage now, fighting the good fight for a cause, and very successfully doing that. So she's going to be an amazing contributor tonight. But we're also going to talk about defining your own brand narrative. We did a session on that last fortnight, but we're going to elevate it again at the start of tonight's session. So it's those sorts of skills, but you're the real specialist on internal communication. So maybe share a bit about what we try to achieve in Centered for Success with internal communications.
Well, it's called Centered for Success for a reason. And simply, Centered for Success is coming back to center, coming back to self, taking care of ourselves first so that we can be the woman that we want to be in our families, with our friends, in our careers, in our communities. We can have the impact that we want to have when we're feeling centered, grounded, when we've taken care of ourselves, when we have an understanding of our thoughts and our emotions, the role that those play in our lives. They are significant, even though we like to ignore them and hush them down and just push past those signals within ourselves. So a big part of the 12 weeks is supporting women to take a moment to detach from the world, let go of all the duties and all the responsibilities and all the things that they are so committed to, which we, as Lindsay was saying, we are so inspired by these women. There are 24 women in the current Centered for Success, and each woman does so much in her life. And I know from my own experience, doing so much and not knowing how to say no and say yes when we mean it and come from an inspired place and take care of ourselves, it often leads to burnout. When there is a high achieving woman who wants to do so much with her life, which is the type of women that we attract for this program, it is about taking care of ourselves, knowing that we need to put our own oxygen mask on first before we can help others, and that we can give from the overflow from a full cup, but that takes taking care of ourselves. So Centered for Success, coming back to center, coming back to self so that we can have that impact, so that we can be that support and that service within our communities and our workplaces and really live the best lives that we possibly can. Like, yes, have the health, yes, have the wealth, yes, have the relationships, but all that comes back to the common denominator, which is the woman. And so it's a leadership experience. As Lindsay mentioned, we have a guest speaker tonight who I am pumped to spend some time with. I'm going to learn so much. But we have 2 guest speakers within the 12 weeks. And then the other calls are with Lindsay and I sharing what we know and that have worked and all the expertise that we have. And within that, the 12-week experience, we also have a WhatsApp group chat because we're all about community. We're all about collaboration. We're all about women who are kicking ass together, communicating, talking about what's tough, what sucks, and what's awesome, what works. And so making sure we have that WhatsApp group where we can all communicate. On top of that, we have weekly prompts too. So there's a few elements to this. We understand that these women who join Centered for Success are busy. You got stuff going on. That's why you're coming into the course. So we don't overload you, but we are there to fully support you. And so just so you know, just a bit of, the logistics. This next round of Centered for Success starts on the 21st of November. It's a little while away. There are 30 spots to be filled. 30 spots. A few have already been snapped up already with a waiting list that we had going for the last couple of weeks. And yeah, it is over the Christmas period, but it is setting us up for a phenomenal 2025. So if you're interested, all you have to do is send me a message. Go, hey, Patrice, I am keen. I know some women that are in it. Lindsay and I were just chatting before we hit live for this Facebook Live. And I was like, Lindsay, how cool is this? Some of the women, like they're all over New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria. We've even got a woman that snuck in from New Zealand, and Emily, she's been fantastic to be part of this cohort. But we've got women in Biggenden, Condobolin, Claremont, Dubbo, Forbes, Mundubbera, the list goes on, Orange, Warwick, Oberon, Wellington, Gympie, Peak Hill, and there's more. We've got women who are physios, women who are in real estate, in marketing. We've got a nurse with us, women in mining, an accountant, someone in HR, stud sales, a small business owner, beef cattle producer. I mean, Lindsay, it's pretty cool, isn't it, to hang around with these kind of women?
It's been really fantastic. We make sure there's lots of opportunities too for mingling within our sessions so that the women can learn from each other and find, common ground despite the tyranny of distance. So there's lots of workshop activities. One of the things you and I pride ourselves on is that it's not an hour of theory on, the art of sorting out the clarity in your brain and getting really clear around your communications. It's practice it. Let's do some paperwork, right? Let's break off into rooms and have a go at getting it right. And I think what it's showing us more and more is 2 things. People are very distinct, even if they have similar careers or they're from a similar area to someone else. Their brand identity is totally unique to them, and the components of that brand identity are quite memorably theirs. But the other thing is too that there's real similarities between people too, even if they're not from the same career background. And it's been really heartwarming to see women share a challenge they're facing with letting go of something they said yes to that they don't really want to do anymore, or being scared to say yes to something they'd love to have a crack at, but all the ducks haven't lined up perfectly yet. And seeing women just volunteer that information into the WhatsApp group for others to jump in and contribute solutions, ideas, their own experiences. So I think in a way that's been one of the most surprising additions that we didn't really plan to happen, that's been an additional benefit to Centered for Success.
Yeah, totally agree. I feel like I know all of the leadership experiences I've had and the events and courses, it's the women that you meet, and then so often we can feel like we are alone in what we're struggling with, and we're like, I must be the only one thinking these thoughts. I must be the only one with this problem, with this challenge. But the magic of getting an exceptional group of women together is that you start to see yourself in each other and realize you're not alone. And I know for some of the women who live in really remote parts of Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, for them, knowing that they're not alone and that we get to do this together, no matter where you live. And that's the beauty of doing it online. So, as I said, we're starting the 21st of November. There are 30 spots for this cohort of Centered for Success. Lindsay and I love this experience, and we feel so special in getting to know you and getting to help you and support you. Know that you're not alone in your leadership, and your leadership is self-leadership. And to up-level that, we would love to support you in that with ourselves and also the guest speakers that pop in too that blow our minds. Lindsay, any final words before we pop off this live?
I just think it's the greatest Christmas gift, you know, buy yourself a cracking Christmas gift. And we make it really affordable for that specific purpose so that women don't have to. I mean, if your company's got a good professional development budget, tap into that. But a lot of the women in our groups, quite a few companies have funded them through it, but a lot of women have just done this for themselves. And it's sort of a gift to yourself to say, I'm investing in me for a bit, and I'm investing, you know, and there's busy mums in the group, right, too. And you can imagine, so we meet at night time for these so that you can have your own space and really focus. But busy mums, it's them saying, right, there's 60 minutes where the door's shut, and dad or other mum, you're in charge, and I'm going to just have this moment to be my best possible self and focus on me so that I can be great for everyone around us as well. So yeah, we look forward to seeing who joins the next group.
Yes. And one last thing that I forgot to mention that's exciting on my behalf, but for the first 10 women that say yes, register. And so, you know, we have a pay in full option where you can save. And there's also an easy payment plan option too, that because it can suit any budget. As I said, as Lindsay said, it's at a great price, both of those options. But for the first 10 women that say yes, jump in, commit, say, yeah, I choose myself. I'm going to be centered for success. You receive a bonus one-to-one private session with me. It's your clarity session. It's your leadership session. It's that extra level of support for the first 10 women that go, you know what, I've got a bit of an intuitive hit right now that I'm supposed to be part of this cohort for Centered for Success. I'm going to listen to that, listen to myself and say yes. And so you'll be rewarded for that. So that's an additional piece, but yeah, excited to see you in my inbox saying, hello, Patrice, I'm keen, let's chat. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. See you guys.